Ladies and gentlemen, we're here rocking with Spread Magazine. I'm Eric E. Will Williams. You can find me on Instagram, Eric, ERIC underscore E Will, EWILL, and on Facebook at Eric E. Will Williams. Let's get it.
What happened to the soul food? What happened to the soul food?
The video is Spread Speaks, and I am at Audio Box Studios with Eric Williams, affectionately known as E. Will. How you doing today?
Doing pretty
or
good.
tonight, I should say. How you doing? You good?
I'm good. Always
right.
fabulous.
Okay, all right. So if y'all don't know, this guy, he's a solo artist. He has a band.
Yeah.
And he plays keys for a lot of different folks. So we're just gonna get into all of that, okay? And some personal stuff. I had to warn him. I had to give him a little warning. I think he's a little on edge about what I'm getting ready to. Don't be nervous. It's all good. So, what'd you do today? What time you wake up? What's going on?
Today was a travel day.
Okay.
I flew back in town from Tampa, Florida. You know, went down there. We had a great show this weekend. And,
Who is we?
well, it was a nice lineup. R&B. Love R&B music. It was Anthony Hamilton, who I'm with. Tyrese, Blackstreet, 112, and Rob Bass.
And Rob Bass. Yeah. Okay, so Tampa. So that was one night only in Tampa?
One night only in Tampa.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So who else have you toured with?
Ooh, my first tour
Ever. Okay.
was with Sissy Houston and the Alabama A&M Gospel Choir.
Okay.
You know, so
how old were you then?
I was 18 years
Okay.
old. Yeah,
All
we went over to Europe, Italy.
Okay. All right. So
For
you're
6
on your
weeks.
first tour?
First tour.
Yo, I need that gig, okay?
First tour.
Sign
You
me
got
up.
it.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was
Go
pretty
ahead.
cool.
All right. And so, touring, how is tour life? Like, tell me the pros and the cons about it, because I know it seems like it's wonderful, but I mean, I'm sure it can be pretty difficult at times also.
Like anything, it has its pros and its cons.
Yeah.
for
So the pros are,
you get to travel and see the world
yeah,
for free. Actually, you get paid to do it. So it's like,
Right.
I love it. And then the other side of it, it's kind of lonely. So the times when you're not with the fellas, it's not party time, or you're on stage or working. You have a lot of downtime where you're left thinking. And you think about loved ones, you think about relationships and that kind of thing. So it's kind of, that's the con part. But the pro part is, of course, I guess you get to make a lot of money.
right, doing what you love.
So what they say.
Doing what you love.
Doing what you
Yeah,
love. It's all about doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if more people did what they love, then the world would really be a better place. You know what I'm saying? You won't have to deal with the angry McDonald's worker serving you cold fries and, giving you 5 nuggets instead of 6.
Right. You don't want to be like, I want my extra nugget.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Listen, I paid for it. Come on
6.
now. I paid for it.
Okay. All right. So, what instruments do you play?
Well, I started off on trumpet, drums. I play a little guitar, a little bass, but my primary instrument is keyboards.
And how long have you been playing keys?
About 14, 15 years. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. I started sophomore year in high school.
And so, what made you transition to keys?
Really, I was left with no choice.
What?
Well, I grew up, I'm a product of an inner city kid, you know what I'm saying? So,
Inner city kid, where?
Inner city kid in Buffalo, New
In
York.
Buffalo, New York,
So,
all right.
I mean, where it's 20 below, you know what I'm saying? It really snows, you know what I mean? But like Rick James. So, needless to say, I grew up in the projects, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had a drum set. I would take pieces of the drum set home from church and piece together the drums. And one weekend I was playing, and my parents went out for, just doing what grown folks do at that time,
Yeah.
And came back, and the neighbor, called the cops.
She was just going in on the drums.
I was, cut.
Right.
I'm down there playing, and,
Yeah.
she called the police. But we weren't allowed, you don't open up doors. You don't do that stuff when your parents not home. You
Right.
know, you don't cook or nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
So she did that, and after that butt whipping, we call it butt whipping, but I got beat.
True.
Okay? With
True.
a phone cord.
With a phone cord? Oh
cord.
no!
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of those.
yeah. Do you still have those bruises or no? No. Okay.
Probably 2 or 3.
All right. Okay.
But at that moment, I realized I needed to find a way to express myself, and that's when I felt like the keyboard was the safest way for me to go ahead and do it, and put my headphones on. I could play at night.
I was gonna say it's not as loud, especially when
Yeah.
you plug in.
Exactly.
Okay.
They call hold.
All right.
Deal, yeah.
So, what do you like to spread?
I like to spread healing.
Healing in what way?
Well, you know, they say you need a healing, lift your hands up and receive it. And I'm a church boy, can't help it. But really, I feel like when I play music, there's plenty of people hurting. They have pain from whatever disease or whatever it is that they're going through. But when we actually play music and you come to a show, I feel like for that hour, that 90 minutes, they're healed because they're no longer thinking about the pain. They no longer really feel the pain. They're having a great time. And for that moment, we're taking you out of what you're going through, and you're able to focus on just a good time. So I like to say healing and love through music, mainly. I feel like, that's what we do. Music is the only universal language. Like I said, I started off in Europe and Italy, and for the first time, I realized that people overseas who couldn't speak English knew the words to the songs.
Yeah.
This little light
Music,
of mine.
right? Everyone knows that.
Yeah. They were singing the words.
Right. Okay. So we know that you did the gospel stint, and you're now touring with Anthony. So name like 3 more artists who you toured with.
Yeah, let's keep it at 3. I can.
Yeah,
go
let's do
on and
3.
on.
I know.
And I say that humbly because I'm thankful.
Of course.
Because
of course.
I've had the
So
opportunity.
top 3 then. If
Top
you can.
3.
Yeah, top 3.
I would say Blackstreet, working with Teddy Riley, who's the originator of New Jack Swing, and working with he produced Michael Jackson, the King of Pop. Anthony Hamilton, Fantasia, In Vogue, Belle Biv DeVoe, New Edition.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said 3.
I said 3, but
we'll leave it
that's
right
okay.
there.
He's humble, clearly, right?
Humble,
okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So, I'm trying to see where else. Let's talk about your band. What is it called? Your group.
Well, I have 2 groups.
Okay, so
I have a band. We're like an instrumental band. We call Up From the Low.
Up From the Low.
Up From the Low.
I don't know. Okay, so tell me more about Up From the Low.
Well, Up From the Low is a band I put together. Basically, consists of a bass player, which is my brother Michael Curtis, drums, guitar, myself, and it's like a front person, someone to sing and everything like that. So we're called Up From the Low because we're all from Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Although we're down south,
Gotcha.
but we're still up from the low. We came from nothing, and
Right.
everything
we're
is
here
kind
now.
of smooth now, right?
Okay.
So we're trying to get it.
Okay, so that's Up From the Low, and then the other group.
Metal Rose.
So, okay, do tell.
So Metal Rose, we're an R&B group. Well, actually, we're more than an R&B group, I believe. But we're known for bringing back that real authentic 90s, true singing, true production, true musicianship band. You know what I'm saying? So we're, Metal Rose, look out for Metal Rose.
Metal
I'm telling you,
Rose.
seriously. If you like New Jack Swing, you like Jodeci, Drew Hill, you would love like Metal Rose. Like 2015, 2016 takeovers, dope. And also, I'm a member of a band called Intertwine. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
go ahead. Tell us about Intertwine.
Intertwine is a great group of guys who actually play for national and international artists. And when we come together, we're called Intertwine because we all intertwine and make great music.
Oh, who came up with that one?
A friend of mine named Rashard Jenkins
okay.
and Kenny Leonard. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh man, I had this other question. Okay, so I feel like I already know the answer to this particular question.
Okay.
But regarding music, old school or new school?
It's a mixture. Because you can't have new school without old school. So you have to have, there's certain things and certain, melodies and everything that they're getting to create new school. You can't have old school without new school. So I'm kind of in the mixture.
middle.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the hip hop era. What they're doing now with, like what Drake is doing, other artists. Fetty Wap, and it's kind of a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we accept the past, we have to accept the future and the present. Because that's where we are.
Understood.
If that makes sense.
It does. It makes sense. So we want to know about this tour life. So how
tour life.
Tour life. Tell me all about. So those of us who haven't experienced the tour bus, tell us all about the wonderful things that little chuckle. Tell them about the tour bus. Like, what happens when someone has to use the bathroom? Where do people sleep? Go ahead, give us a little
tour bus is like the glam life of traveling on the road.
Okay.
So on a tour bus, normally you get on the bus, you have your driver there. You have a driver. Yeah, the co-pilot seat next to it.
Right, okay.
And you have to have a driver.
Yeah, you got somebody got
that's first.
Understood.
So that was a good laugh. Then you have the lounge area. So you have couches.
Yes.
You have a few flat screen televisions.
Okay. All right.
A fridge, microwave thing. So you can eat your food.
But no full out kitchen. But
full out kitchen.
Not on your bus.
Not on my bus. But I've been on buses that had a full out kitchen. And,
Gotcha.
And a caterer and everything.
Oh, wow.
Cook, chef, yeah. Then you have like a small little probably a 2-piece restroom, John. And then that was a good one, John. You like John.
Continue.
Then there's like on a basic bus, the normal setup is after you pass all that, there's like
basic buses. No basic buses.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's on the basic bus?
Well, you have 12 bunks, like 12 beds.
Wow.
So they're normally like 8 by 10s. So you have like they're stacked on top of each other. So you can sit up and everything in a bunk, but it's pretty cool. And then you have a back lounge, which is you can use for a studio. That's my area. My studio and everything is back there. And then you have that TV, video games, stuff like that, to kind of talk and socialize, play space, and that kind of thing. It's really cool. You know what I'm saying? It makes the time, like the travel time, go by really
way
fast.
quicker. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So what about groupies? How do you handle those people?
Those people.
The groupies trying to get on the tour bus, trying to whatever. Like, how do you? They're real.
I really don't. What's a groupie?
What's a groupie? I think they can be likened to females and or males who are like obsessed with the artists, with you guys, and like try to do anything to get your attention, whether that's storming the tour bus, whether that's waiting for you at your hotel.
Well, really, I really don't call them groupies.
Oh, what do you call them?
I consider, they're music lovers. So I factor in if you
music lovers.
Yeah, so like you meet someone who's a fan of good music and you create great music and you perform to great music, they want to receive love. I believe like if you give love, you receive love. In the world we show love. So groupie thing, I don't really do the groupie thing. I really don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
He doesn't know what a groupie is.
Sorry, I really don't.
You've never heard that term ever. In this industry, never ever.
I don't really know.
I feel like that's a no comment kind of response.
Apologize, y'all. Business call, and then you have to take it. One of my clients.
And we're back.
My client's managers, forgive me.
It's quite all right. Audio Box Studios with E. Will. He's taking calls and everything. I guess he's a busy man. Thank you.
Hey, somebody got to pay the bills.
Thank you for sitting down with us.
I thank you guys for having me. I'm honored. Oh my God. I can't stop smiling. I'm like cheesy. Ha ha
ha. So who is E. Will as an artist?
E. Will as an artist is a giver of great music, a creator of great music who wants to give back to great music lovers who will appreciate the time and effort that E. Will puts into the music. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy who's not a vocal singer, but wants to express how he feels through music, to make you feel what I feel. and we feel what we feel, we know the feeling is real, then we can go somewhere. You know what I'm talking about?
I feel like he just preached.
I really haven't.
Oh, okay. So, what inspires you musically in life in general?
What inspires me? There's so many things, man. Really,
Yeah.
I'm huge on faith. You know, I realize without God, I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the source of everything I do, basically. And what inspires me is when I look at the world and the state that it's in, and the school system, and how they're taking music out. But music and sports and good barbecue, of course, are the three things that really bring people together.
Good barbecue.
You know, seriously, think about it. You have a good, a barbecue. People, they won't fight, they won't argue. Really, they want to come play spades, checkers. Well, at least where I'm from, where I'm from. But I feel like if we did that, more, I feel like we would connect.
So I have a bone to pick with you, like just a little one though. So I know you're
I
not
don't
big.
do bones.
You don't do bones? Well, it's not really a bone. That may be the wrong term. So I know you don't really do social media like that. Okay? I know this. But when Will and we tried to Google you, we typed in E-Will and literally the will. Like a will, like your final goodbyes that came up. So we really need you to be on social media, sir. We need, because people need to find you. They need to know who you are, because I feel like you're doing great things. People need to know who E-Will is.
But honestly, like I'm from the school where I just feel like the works that I've done speak for me. I'm not a boastful person. I don't feel like you have to boast.
That doesn't mean you're boastful.
It's kind of like.
Is that boasting though?
I don't believe it's boasting, but it's kind of like, well, people are going to say what they're going to say regardless.
We know that.
And, I'm in a place where now I really don't give 2 cents about what people say about me. They lied on Jesus, so they're going to lie on me. I still love you anyway. You know what I'm saying? My checks don't change. But the thing is, I'm going to do better. I promise you I'll do better.
Okay. Well, where can we find you? If someone is looking for you and they're interested in learning more, where can we find you out there?
Well, you can call me at 1-800. No, I want to play.
Hotline bling. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But you can find me on Instagram. It's Eric_E-Will, ERIC_EWILL. Facebook, I'm Eric E. Will Williams. That's basically it. You can email me at ewill, EWILL, music, MUZICK, at gmail.com. And I'll respond within 24 to 48 business hours.
24 to 48. Rice or pasta?
Rice. Brown rice.
Brown rice.
Yeah.
Okay. Range Rover or Land Rover?
You got to range.
The range. Okay.
Range.
All right. Flying or driving?
It depends on where I'm going. See, when you drive, you have more time to really take in the scenery and really think. When you're flying, it's kind of fast, but you're thinking, you're looking into the clouds, and it's like heavenly. It's like there's really a God kind of thing. So I would. It depends on where I'm going.
Do you cuss?
Do I cuss?
Cuss.
Curse.
What's your favorite curse word?
I really don't.
You don't?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'll be honest. Okay, since I'm with Mrs. Galloway, can I be honest? Can I be transparent?
I mean, that's what we want.
No,
that's why we here.
I went from compound cuss words to singular.
Compound. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm more like a hail type of guy. Maybe a few others.
Okay.
I'm kind of the man of the moment. When I feel it, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? When I feel it, you gonna feel it. You gonna know what I'm feeling.
Got you.
Somebody ought to say amen. You know what I'm talking about? All right.
So let's talk about your personal style. Are you into fashion? No.
I'm into what makes me feel good.
Okay. So what makes you feel good?
Nice threads.
Do you have a favorite brand? Like, are you loyal? Are you brand loyal?
I'm not brand loyal. It's really what catches my eye. So if I can walk in any department store and see something that catches my eye, I'm like, oh my god, I have to have that. Like, and if the cut is right, then we were shaking and baking. I'm more into like custom style stuff,
Right. What are you listening to?
What am
these
I
days?
not listening to?
What are you not listening to?
I'm listening to a lot of Frank Sinatra right now, like oldies and Betty Cook,
Betty Cook. No, I mean, this is an opportunity to,
and a lot of like, of course I'm a huge New Jack Swing guy, so that stuff, and of course the Futures, I love Pharrell Williams, Timberland, I love what those guys are doing, so that kind of music.
Is there anyone that you haven't worked with before that you would love to? Name like two.
Well, I came so close to working with this one person.
Okay, who?
It was Michael Jackson.
Mike, really?
Michael Jackson.
You missed the Mike?
I missed Mike.
Gosh.
We were actually in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, and he called the producer I was working with, and he wanted to put things together, and the producer got off the phone and said, hey man, Mike, I want to put everything together for Mike.
That's
and
crazy.
I want you to be involved in it. I'm like, yo.
Right.
So I'm hyped.
Right.
But then he passed.
Yeah.
But the closest I became to working with Mike, like I said, with his producer, the guy that produced for him, and a part of my management, they actually he wrote a few songs for Michael Jackson, so that made me feel great.
Connected.
And it was Heaven Can Wait was the song, so it's kind of like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So in a short roundabout way, I've actually worked with Michael through those guys.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And so who's the other person that you would love to work with?
I think you guys will laugh at me if I say this name, but I would truly, in all my heart, I would love to work with Jodeci.
Why would we laugh about that?
I don't know. I mean, people like, oh, they're has-beens, whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't say has-beens, but do they have any? Do they have a current single?
Well, they had a current single.
They had quite a few.
Yeah, so but my thing would be, because I'm a fan of Devontae Swing, Swing Mob and all that stuff. Like, my dad was with those guys back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if you know this, but my dad, I got a lot of my talent from my dad. You know what I'm saying? So,
your dad plays, what is he?
He plays just about everything.
Okay.
Keyboards, drums, guitar, bass, so.
All right. So, anything else you want to share with the good folks before we leave?
One thing I want to share is, listen, let's take the time out. I know we're all busy. Let's take the time out to really show one another love. You know what I'm saying? Like, call and check on someone if you haven't seen them in a while. Just to say hello, text them, say, hey man, thinking about you. You never know what someone is going through. No matter if they have bank or no bank. But just give love, show love, and receive love. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be all right. That's what I love to share.
Do you dance? Do you have a favorite turn-up dance?
I have the best wine and grind.
Oh no, you one of those.
And I have the best 1-2
I thought you was about to. Oh, okay.
I got my new edition movie.
Oh, okay.
Don't get it twisted. I'm nice with all that.
Okay.
I hit you with an MC Hammer.
Real quick.
It's over.
Okay. All right, y'all. This is. I have been sitting with Mr. Eric Williams, or I'll be sure to check for him, and we'll see you next time on Spirit Speaks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. You rock.
Yeah.
What happened to the soul food? What happened to the soul?